Hey, Kim. Shh, Kim.
Cassandra,
What?
I'm fishing. Inside voice, quiet. You'll scare the fish away.
Kim, this is a studio. There is no fish. There is no water.
Hey, wait. Cassandra,
What?
I think I got one.
What?
I think I got one.
Whoa, Kim!
It's got me!
Kim! Kim! Just keep swimming!
I got it!
Oh.
Hi, Cassandra.
Okay. Kim.
Yeah?
All right, everyone. Hey! Welcome. Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Ken, and welcome to
Central Kids TV.
And today we are talking about fishing.
Wait. What? Fishing? Wait a minute. Is that why you're wearing and dressed in all this stuff?
Yes, this is the latest and most stylish fishing gear anywhere.
But we aren't actually fishing, Kim.
Of course, we are. I mean, see, the story today is about fishing.
No.
Our Bible story, it's about fishing.
No, okay. Have you ever actually been fishing, Kim?
Of course I've been fishing.
Okay.
So there was this time
Uh-huh.
I was fishing with my mom
Okay.
on our pontoon boat.
Okay.
It was night. I had set my pole down. She set her pole down.
Uh-huh.
We were drinking some coffee, and all of a sudden my pole got a bite, and I went to grab it, and just then it went whoop, up and down into the water, and it was gone. Me and my mom stood up, and we were looking like, the fish, it just took my fishing pole. And you know what?
Fish took your fishing pole.
We never saw it again. Like, it was gone. True story, by the way.
The fish took your fishing pole. Okay. But again, Kim, we aren't going fishing.
We aren't?
No. Mm-mm.
But I got all dressed up for it.
Okay, and today's story isn't about fishing. There's fishing in it, but it's not about fishing. That's not the point.
It isn't?
No, there are some fishermen in the story who fish, but really the story is about Jesus and who we choose to follow.
So, not fishing?
No, Kim, not fishing. No.
Aw.
God's story. Jesus calls disciples. So part of God's story is about how Jesus called his disciples, and it goes like this. When Jesus lived here on earth, he did amazing things, like healing people of their sickness and forgiving people of their sins. Jesus came to show us what God is like, and he chose some people to follow him and learn his ways. Those people were called disciples. That means someone who follows Jesus. One of these disciples was named Andrew. One day, Andrew was listening to John the Baptist when Jesus walked by. John the Baptist had been teaching that Jesus was the Son of God, so Andrew decided to follow Jesus home. Andrew wanted to learn from him, so he spent the day getting to know Jesus. After that, Andrew went and told his brother Peter that he had found the Messiah, their long-awaited rescuer. So Peter went to meet Jesus too. Later, when Peter had spent the whole night fishing without catching anything, Jesus got into Peter's boat. He said, "Go out into deep water. Let down the nets so you can catch some fish." Peter obeyed, even though it didn't make much sense. And guess what? He and all the other fishermen caught so many fish that their boats began to sink. After that, Peter realized that Jesus was more than just a great teacher. He was God's son and the rescuer God had promised. Jesus said, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men." Jesus wanted Peter to know that he would help others follow Jesus too. Another time, Jesus was going to Galilee when he met a man named Philip. Jesus said, "Follow me." And Philip did. Then, Philip went and found his friend Nathanael sitting under a fig tree and told him that he had found Jesus of Nazareth, the one that the prophets had written about and who would become the king. But Nathanael wasn't so sure. So he went to see Jesus because he wanted to know if it was true. And when he did meet Jesus, Nathanael knew he wanted to follow him. After that, Jesus saw a man named Matthew working at a tax collector's booth. Back then, tax collectors were some of the most hated people around because they took more money than they were supposed to and usually didn't get in trouble for it. But Jesus went right up to Matthew and said, "Follow me." So Matthew did. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, other tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. The religious leaders saw this and they asked why Jesus would eat with people like Matthew and his friends. Jesus said that it's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. Kids, everyone messes up, and we all need a rescuer, even if we try to act like we're perfect. The religious leaders thought they didn't need any help, but Matthew knew that he did. Anyway, Jesus called 12 disciples: Peter, Andrew, James, John, Philip, Nathaniel, Thomas, Matthew, another James, Thaddeus, Simon, and Judas. And through them, many amazing things were done in Jesus' name. Some of them wrote books in the Bible that we read today, and they helped others follow Jesus all over the world. Some of the first disciples were poor and even outcasts, but Jesus still called them to follow him because Jesus wants his kingdom to have all kinds of people, no matter where they live, what they look like, what they own, how old they are, or what cool dance moves they can do. Anyone who chooses to follow Jesus is a disciple, whether it's someone who got to see and hear Jesus in person, or whether you learn about him today. That means we can follow and obey Jesus. We can learn from him and live like he wants us to live. We can teach others and show them what Jesus was like, and we can trust that Jesus will help us understand what it means to follow him. And that's the story of how Jesus called his disciples. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. A disciple is someone who follows Jesus. Some of the first disciples were Andrew, Peter, Philip, Nathaniel, and Matthew. Jesus showed Peter that he could help others follow Jesus. Jesus showed Nathaniel that he knows everything about him. Jesus called Matthew, even though others thought he was a sinner. And Jesus calls all of us to be his disciples.
So, there was some fishing in today's Bible story.
Yes, but also tax collectors and, well, a lot of just regular, ordinary people.
Jesus asked so many people, like with different backgrounds and talents, to follow him.
Jesus wasn't looking for perfect people or people who thought that they were perfect.
Nope, the religious leaders thought they were good and didn't need Jesus. But that's not true.
No, because we all need Jesus. None of us is perfect. We all make mistakes.
Right? Like, we all make mistakes. When we make mistakes, we sin. And that separates us from God.
But when we follow Jesus, he forgives us and restores our relationship with God.
Just like how Jesus invited the disciples to follow him, he invites each of us today to follow him too.
And just like in today's story, when you choose to follow Jesus, you become a disciple.
I'm a disciple?
Yeah.
You're a disciple? Yeah. You may already be a follower of Jesus. You can tell everyone you're a disciple of Jesus.
And if you haven't chosen to follow Jesus yet, you can do that today. Just talk to your leader or talk to your parents and tell them that you want to follow Jesus.
Did you know that many of the disciples we learned about today, well, they were teenagers. They were young. Not much older than any of you.
Kim, how old were you when you chose to follow Jesus?
I was a 6th grader going into 7th. It was April 11th, 1971.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I was actually much older. I was in my 20s when I chose to follow Jesus. Yeah.
See, it doesn't matter how old or young you are, you're invited to follow Jesus.
Today's big idea is follow Jesus.
I caught myself some fish sticks.
You're eating fish sticks.
They're good. You want one?
Oh, no, thank you. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time on Central Kids TV. Oh,
These are pretty good.
ew, they're sticky.
They do. They smell like fish. They're really fishy sticks.